Cognitive dissonance is so common in narcissistic abuse because, of course, you don't want to believe that this person doesn't have the capacity to love you, to care about you, to play team with you. You don't want to believe that this person is in it for their own agenda, to get narcissistic supply, to get sex from you, to get emotional energy from you, to get resources from you, to get contacts from you, to get superiority from you. You don't want to believe that you are just an object. You're a tool to this person for them to feed their false self, to feed their ego. You don't want to believe that when things go bad with this person, that you are going to be kicked off a pedestal and you're going to become the enemy. Somebody that they want to line up and betray and smear and annihilate and throw under a bus. You don't want to believe that when they've emptied you out to nothing, that they can discard you like yesterday's rubbish. You don't want to believe that this person has had other sources of supply set up, probably for a long time, where if they're not getting what they want from you, or even if they are, that they're going to go to other sources for at least emotional infidelity and often sexual infidelity, and that they're going to smear you and they're going to triangulate you and they're going to make you out to be the crazy and the bad one to get more supply off these people. And they're going to do the most horrific betrayals that you could ever imagine. You don't want to believe that. And you don't want to believe that maybe there's something wrong with you, that you're unlovable and you're not worthy of love, and that you've made really bad decisions and choices without knowing it, and thrown good energy and money and love and time after bad just to get more humiliated and brutalized. But the really biggest thing about cognitive dissonance is this. The brain follows the body. I'm going to explain this to you. What happens with all of us is our inner identity has subconscious belief systems and programs that are somatic, and they're emotional, emotion, energy, emotion. And they're from our prior experiences, what we've taken on from our ancestors, our human programming, and all sorts of things, and our childhoods. And we have belief systems in relation to interpersonal relationships, and it could be love relationships with intimate others, it could be with authority, it could be around family, it could be around friendships, whatever it is. But let's just say, the people I love, the trauma program could be lie to me, invalidate me, leave me, replace me, betray me, even annihilate me. Now, what is the purpose of an inner belief system, a program that has a lot of emotional energy on it, supercharging it? The purpose of it is to unfold the validity of the belief system with life and others to the letter. So that means what we're going to feel and think, as painful as it is going to match the people that we choose and the people who choose us, who come to connect with us. And that's what we're going to be in, rolling around in, and struggling with and living as our life experience is the truth of that belief system. Now, the head follows the body, because we would say, well, this is our conscious choice. So our head comes up with excuses and justifications to keep the trauma program going. So this is where, in our love relationships, we may say, well, it's the property and it's the kids and I can't leave because of that. But I promise you this, even single people without those sorts of enmeshments come up with the excuses and the justifications as well. Things like he or she had a really bad childhood. I know that's why they do that and I feel sorry for them. Or I know that if I just try harder, and maybe if I change this, and maybe if I do this, and maybe if I work on myself and I take responsibility and I lead the way, this person is going to change. Or maybe if I lecture and prescribe and I shake them and I wake them up, they're going to wake up and they're going to change and they're going to see what they're doing to me and they're going to be different. Yet none of these things are true. They're stories, they're justifications. It's our head following the body. Our head's making up stories to give us all the reasons to follow the inner trauma program to the T. And this is why we try to think our way out of the cognitive dissonance. We're intelligent people. We're smart. We're hardworking. We're capable. We have lots of capacity. We're not stupid people and we're not lazy. A lot of us have done a lot of cognitive work on ourselves. We understand why we're doing these things, but yet we keep giving ourselves the excuses to break no contact, to try again for the 1,000th time, even though we know it just leads to more trauma and abuse. Why are we doing this? Because we haven't changed the inner trauma program. That our head is stuck in the bandwidth, the frequency of that. We try to think to a higher vibrational level than that bandwidth, but we keep falling back into it. So we've got to change the inner trauma program. And this is why narcissistic abuse recovery can be a thriving experience of freedom, empowerment, and getting beyond all of this when you turn inwards and do the inner work on those specific trauma programs, which is what all of my programs do, especially NARP, the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Program. It takes you immediately and straight to the trauma-bonded inner belief system programs that are keeping you hooked up in the game to unhook you. Because then what happens is the cognitive dissonance heals itself. No longer are you telling yourself stories to stay in the game, which is what cognitive dissonance is. Cognitive dissonance is I feel a certain way, my inner trauma is screaming at me, get out, get away and heal yourself and stop touching a fire that's burning you, but yet your head's giving you reasons and excuses to keep doing it. That's what cognitive dissonance is. And when you change the inner programs from the people I love or the people that I have relationships with on whatever level it is that you're struggling with, hurt me, invalidate me, replace me, leave me, betray me, annihilate me, whatever it is, and it can be all of the above. You know, when you've met those traumas and released them and reprogrammed them with quantum freedom healing, which is in NARP, then what happens is your inner identity changes to new programs, which are source-filled. And then you emerge as a person with healed, whole, solid self who has healthy programs, which really have become between you and source, is that love is about kindness, authenticity, truth, partnership, realness. And that becomes your datum. That becomes your inner program. And then the people who don't have capacity or desire become quite repulsive to you. Not in a, oh my God, I'm dead disgusted way. Just in a, it's not my thing. You're not my reality anymore way. And your head, rather than giving the excuses to stay hooked in that previous inner program, now your head has shifted automatically into, that's not for me. That's not my reality. You don't have capacity. You don't have desire. It's not personal. It's not because I'm unlovable. It's because I had to heal my wounds. And now that I've healed my wounds, I don't have an interest in you. I don't have an obsession in you. I'm not battling to retain no contact anymore. I am just healing, empowering, and getting on with my life. And no more are you hooking me in through your garbage, because it's not my reality. It's not my truth. That's how you literally and authentically and durably get out of cognitive dissonance. Go check out NARP. It's not just life-changing, it's life-saving. Gosh, I hope that this has made sense and given you some hope, because cognitive dissonance is horrific. We know we're doing it, but we can't stop doing it. change your inner program. It will just melt away. I promise you. Hope this helps. Lots of love. Bye-bye.